What's going on, guys? Bxllistic Will here, and today I'm gonna just be showing y'all one way I like to mix rap vocals. I'm gonna break down the vocal chain. Shout out to Semi-Set and Play P. Those are two of the artists that I work with, and I'd say you guys probably think I only make YouTube videos, but nah, I probably work with around maybe like 30 people in my whole life just engineering songs. So yeah, we got thousands of songs, man. That sounds crazy, but I'm gonna just be breaking down the whole song, the vocal chain, and how I like to mix it. And yeah, go check out my music, Bxllistic Will, in all stores. I'd appreciate if y'all just stop by and listen to a track or two. Also, we got a huge Black Friday sale on vocalsearch.shop. I think I'm gonna put this preset up on vocalsearch.shop. And yeah, guys, not wasting any time, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so opening this up, I would go from new from template right here and go to my waves template. This is sold on vocalsearch.shop, and you can see the layout right here. This is the whole song. In the way I think Cedric is on the hook, Semi-Set. I think the way that he likes to do it is he's really good at doing one take, so he'll do whole hook in one take, or like main track. He'll do the doubles right here on one track and then ad-libs, and then here comes the verse right here. So yeah guys, that's just the way I had it structured for them. Opening up the mixer, here's the main preset. You guys can call me crazy, but I think whatever way you guys like to mix vocals and it sounds good and it's like right, then that works. There's no like crazy way to mix vocals, but other people can view you as crazy, I guess. But yeah, I had it go in an auto-tune first, an NS1, which is like a noise gate if you guys don't know what that is, a de-esser just to take away some of the harsh like S's and sounds, I guess. I've got my F6 EQ right here, an RVox, which is a really nice like vocal compressor. It works really well with rap vocals. A CLA 76 right here, C4 multi-band compressor, a Bxllistic, I can't even say it, bro, Bxllistic 670. People like to call it Bxllistic, I don't even know, man. CLA vocals and a fruity phalanges, and you guys will probably think I'm crazy for this and maybe just the whole layout, but this is how I got it done. So yeah guys, I'm gonna just be breaking it down really fast. First, let me play the whole song with no effects on it, and you guys just get a sound of what it like sounds like, you know.
We going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player P and said, we getting to the bread. We gotta stay ahead, yeah.
Also, where it goes sometimes, the noise and just like studio, like overall sound is not the best. I'm always on the travel, so we often record in a laundry room, man. So we're just trying to get it done in there. There are a fair bit of background noise like pops and stuff, so I'm gonna try to be removing that the best I can, but I also think the beat covers it up too with the NS1. So yeah, opening up the vocal chain, I was going with my auto tune right here, and you guys can use whatever tuning you like. I cut the correction off, so it's just like no auto tune, but it still gives you kind of like a compressed saturation feel to it. Going down here with NS1, I always kick it up 28 to 30, and it's just one knob. It's the simplest like noise compressor to use. Coming down here, I got a de-esser, and it's at 4202 right here, -24. That's just what I thought sounded best with their vocals, and I'm gonna try to get this vocal chain. I tried to make their vocals sit as well with the beat and song as I could. Going down here, we got a RVox, and I kicked the gate down to -60. It just kind of adds like a kick to it, and then compress, like the actual compression part is at -10, gain 2.1 or -2.1. So yeah, that's just what I thought sounded best for RVox right here. CLA 76, and this was kind of crazy, man. Normally I gotta, on my other presets, I gotta go in 24 to like -18, so -24 to -18. But yeah, I had it going at -36 almost right here, -20.6, and then attack is at almost 4.3, release at 7, and ratio 4. So yeah, I just thought that sounded, I honestly went to Frank Ocean vocal up here. If you guys see that, I'm pretty sure I went down here and went Frank Ocean vocal, but then I changed it up a little bit from there just to how it would sound best with my setup. Coming down here, I went to, for the C4, I went to pop vocal, and I just messed with this left low side just the slightest bit, and I kicked it up, like up there, and that was what sounded best for me personally. But then we got our Puig child. I don't even know how you say that, man. Don't clown me. But I kept this bottom side off down here, and I kicked it to 10 right here, was going 5 right here, and then this kind of added a really hard kick. I couldn't tell you exactly what this does, except I just noticed that it brought the vocals to a kick, I guess. It put some emphasis in their vocals. And then with our output gain right here, I kicked it to 3.7. So you guys just copy all this down. This is what really put it to like a polished, like industry sound. And I love CLA vocals. There's all the videos like Mike Dean hates CLA vocals stuff. Well, if you can get it to sound right with your vocals, then go for it. I think this plugin is amazing personally, but there's like professional engineers hate CLA vocals. What? Because it's so easy and it sounds decent? Like, I don't know, man. Dropping the sub right here, kicking the bite on the treble up. I can set it to bite. For the compress, I barely moved the compress knob slightest bit up, and I put it on spank. I cut for the reverb and delay. I cut the reverb almost all the way down. I turned it off, but the knobs do matter with how it sounds still. Even if it's off, the knobs still matter. So I turned it off and I moved the reverb almost all the way down, just maybe like slightest bit up. And then delay is right above that on that side, slightest bit up, but I kept it on quarter, and that always makes it sound like you're hearing it. It's not like a super present delay, but it almost puts like filling in the super dry vocals. I don't even know how to make that make sense, but and then for stereo, or the pitch right here, just cut that completely off. Last, I got a Bxllistic, and this is a FL Studio plugin. I just opened this up and I didn't touch none of the settings, except I kicked it almost all the way down, and it adds even more of like an industry sound if you don't add too much of it. It's like a chorus or flanger. It's just like a different FL Studio plugin. Now for the double track right here, all I did was add a doubler down here, and I'm pretty sure I went to a basic doubler up here, and I kicked this side up, the high, and it just added like a crispy sound instead of like a low, like down here sound. I'm gonna break it down how it sounds plugin by plugin, like adding a plugin, and so I'm gonna cut all the plugins off and we're gonna go from there, and then I'm gonna play y'all the final mix version so you can hear it with auto-tuning in this one now.
Over the edge, it's player P and said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah, going over the edge. It's player P and said, we getting to the bread. We gotta stay ahead, yeah, going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah, going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah, we going over the edge.
Ooh, that RVox, it added a big like punch to it. You guys could tell, listen.
Over the edge, it's player P and said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah.
Really, I just try to cut out all the bad frequencies first and bad sounds that I can and de-ess it. So I try to clean the vocal up, and then I try to boost it up with compression and other things that would add a kick to it. So
over the edge, it's player P and said, yeah, we going over the edge.
This CLA 76 is barely doing anything, it seems like, but it's adding just a little bit more compression.
Over the edge, it's player P and said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah, going over the edge. It's player P and said, we getting to the bread. We gotta stay ahead, yeah, going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah, going over the edge. It's player P and said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player P and said, we getting to the bread. We gotta stay ahead.
So yeah, guys, that was the best I could do with this vocal chain. You guys heard me add it plugin by plugin back on to the final touch, and it sits really well with the beat actually. Let me just enable everything else. Let me just play the double for you guys really fast so you guys can get a taste of like how that sounded.
Going over the edge, it's player P and said, yeah, we're going over the edge.
So I cut the volume almost all the way down to go like right behind the vocal. But yeah, let me just cut the beat back on and show y'all how I mastered and mixed this. Basically, I just used the mastering plugin by Quentin Bobbitt. Shout out to him. And then I had an L1 limiter right here. I was just going negative 2.6 on this side, negative 0.2 on here. And then I had a stereo imager. And basically, I don't really think I touched it too much. Maybe just brought it down a little bit like that. But yeah. To make the beat stand out more, I used some stereo separation right here, and then I also went with an affected mushroom pusher, and I didn't really touch nothing like here, except I just added the slightest low bit, and the push down here I almost went to 1. Normally I'd have my preset on here, but for this song, you could just look at this as a vocal bus, and I had nothing on the pre-master. But I was going with the CLA 2A, and basically what I do is I go to Vox and I kick this like it starts at 35, I'm pretty sure, but the more you kick it up on the gain side, the more like volume and compression it gives it. So yeah, let me just kick everything back on and run y'all through the final song. And yeah, you guys can go get this preset on vocalsurge.shop. We're gonna put it up, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description. Alright guys, not wasting any time, let's go.
Ride with it, ride with it. We going over the edge. It's player being said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player being said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player being said, we getting to the bread. We gotta stay ahead, yeah, going over the edge. It's player being said, yeah, going over the edge. It's player being said, yeah, we going over the edge. It's player being said, we getting to the bread. We gotta stay ahead, yeah. Hey nigga, you broke, fuck what you thinking?
Yeah guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. That was my vocal chain. I'm gonna make many more of these. I just enjoy creating vocal chains and trying to mix the song, so I can hit you guys up with tons more vocal chains to use. But yeah, go to vocalsurge.shop, and I'm gonna keep making these kind of videos. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later.